if you're going to get shafted by by the boss of CarWorks, I mean, is there any better name than Rick de Ruiter? You can take my rates, but you can't take my tree down.
Why are you running?
Who are you?
What's got to do with you?
4 months ago, all right? Until they clean up their yard, the rats won't go away.
We don't know it.
Is this all hocus pocus?
Can you say, abracadabra, here's your pay?
I'm pretty fit, Abdullah. I can keep running.
Go.
It's called a current affair Australia. Is that what I know?
Have a lovely day.
Well, hello there, I'm Steve Marshall.
Hi, Steve Marshall. I'm Lizzie Pearl.
Well, hello, Lizzie Pearl.
Welcome to this episode of That's ACA.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
You were going to welcome me, but I thought I'm going to welcome you this week.
I love a good welcome.
And this is the podcast where we take you behind the scenes. What's been going on at A Current Affair, Australia's most loved and most watched current affairs program?
That's why we call this podcast That's ACA.
That's ACA.
Yes, that's right, where we tackle all issues that matter to
Nothing too big or too small.
No.
Take a look at.
No, what's been happening lately?
Well, do you know, ACA gets a bit of a reputation for just all we do is stories about dodgy tradies. And we do some stories about dodgy tradies. I think the reputation might exaggerate that a little bit, but have you been having a few run-ins with some tradesmen?
I have been on a tradie story. Well, this is the issue: is like we do a lot of them because there's a lot of them out there, and it makes Australia go round really. And so,
well, we couldn't live without them, could we?
Right. And look,
and there are more good ones than bad
correct.
ones.
I want to make that absolutely clear.
Plenty more good ones than bad ones.
Absolutely clear. And people do ask us, what do you? What happens when you get a tradie around at your own house? Do you declare that you work for a current affair?
I think it's something you just drop into conversation.
Well, I mean, because they often do. You get talking, and they say, "Oh, so what do you do?"
Yeah.
And it's at that moment where you go, "Oh, well, I work at Channel." Sometimes they recognise you anyway, and they're just testing you. You know how. When tradespeople are at your place, you offer them a cup of tea and you offer them cakes or cookies or something like that.
Dinner sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I had one trader that recognised me and he started bringing me to the job.
Gifts.
Like gifts, yeah. He was an Indian bloke too, lovely fella. But it started off with those the spicy mixed nuts and those you see, very.
Did you end up with a whole cooked meal?
It was heading towards a bit of dal and
garlic naan.
But my wife, since that episode, I have to be out at the house when tradies.
When the tradies show
up.
up.
The tradies show up because she doesn't want a repeat of that.
Yeah.
She's like, what if they slip something in your food? As a payback.
They won't.
As a payback.
They won't. But good tradies want the dodgy tradies exposed just as much as everyone else does.
Yeah, and I love it when tradies come into a story, and highlight the bad work or the rip-off invoice that the previous tradie has presented to the client, and they're like, these are the good peeps, They come on and say, look, honestly, that job was worth, $4,000 less than what was quoted.
Than what you've paid.
Yeah. Actually, I had that where, it was a plumbing story, and this brings us back to Australia's worst plumber. Jason Abicalam.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, we've done a number of stories on him. But one of the final stories I did was Jason's blokes. It quoted this bloke in his late 70s. He was suffering from dementia. And for 15 metres of toilet pipe to be laid in the ground, outside the loo. He was quoted something like 220 grand, right? And he was forced to make a 10% down payment. So he signed over 20 odd grand.
Oh, no.
And his neighbour, young fella, great lad, saw Jason's plumbing van outside
Yeah.
with his workers in it and recognised, the signage from a previous story we'd
Oh,
done and called
wow.
it in. So we showed up and look, the poor fella had already signed over 20 odd grand.
No.
But we saved him another 200 grand, and
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert. That
we got
sounds
another
like a lot.
plumber in line. Yeah, I'd be worried, Lizzie, if you thought that was okay. 200 grand, but we got another plumber in, and he appeared on camera and said, "Look, that job was worth,
Yeah.
10, 15 grand, not 200.
Not
Mate, come
200.
on, mate.
Pull
come
the
on."
other one, mate.
Yeah.
Well, I've got
yeah.
a friend who's been using a friend
Oh.
to
yeah.
do some work at their place.
And that friend is a tradie.
Yeah.
Yeah, qualified
Builder,
tradie.
qualified
yeah.
builder, and
Yeah.
they paid him cash up front.
Oh.
The
yeah.
friend has left the job 3/4 done and just
Ah,
gone and
see.
started work somewhere else. Packed all
That's-
his tools up, cleaned the place, made it look spick and span. Only problem is it's 3/4 done.
But
So
that's
that-
where it gets murky. Like if you get a friend, I mean, usually you should be safe.
You should be able to trust
Yeah.
your friends.
Yeah.
So watch this space on this one because, it doesn't look good so far. Friendship over. Definitely not getting a Christmas card this year.
Well, I'm looking for a tradie who I want to have a chat to him about a job where, look, basically he built a house for 1.25 million for a couple, and there were 900 grand's worth of defects. Yeah, I know, right?
What?
It's a brand new house. I know.
What's
Yeah.
he done? Put the floor
everything
on the
wrong.
roof or
He's
something.
He's done everything wrong.
My goodness.
But, but the clincher for me was the couple were doing an interview with me, and I said, "Did you notice anything strange about this guy that was a bit off?" And they said, "Well, in hindsight, he turned up in the middle of summer to discuss the job when they were hiring him, and it was like a 40-degree day out western Sydney, and the bloke turned up in long pants, jeans, and it was sweltering. It was sweltering. They're like, everyone else was in shorts and thongs and stuff, and this bloke was in jeans, and then the guy said, it wasn't till months later we found out that old mate was concealing a police ankle bracelet below the jeans. And
No.
yeah, they were in for a rough ride. Anyway, that story.
Oh, no.
That story's in the works.
Those poor
It'll
people.
happen. It'll happen.
That's
yeah.
very, very, very stressful.
I
Very
know, right?
stressful.
Yeah.
When it's your home and all that money. Yeah.
Speaking of money, well, this is a deep dive. This story.
Oh, you have been. Now,
yeah.
you've been working on this story for months upon months upon months. We
Yeah.
sit very close to each other in the office, just outside this door here. And
Yeah.
so tell us, it's all about this woman called Alev Dover.
Yeah.
Tell us in a nutshell. I mean, it's a long story, but in a nutshell,
Yeah.
what's happened?
Look, Sydney mum, Alev, impeccable looking background in the finance industry, basically is the alleged mastermind behind a $90 million Ponzi scheme, which has taken mum and dad investors to the cleaners. And typical investment style alleged scam where people were promised great returns early on and they were receiving them, right? 20% on their money early on. Things are looking good. It encourages people to invest more. And gosh, I mean, people were selling homes, handing over the keys to their self-managed super fund, and Alev Dover, she is at the centre of a police investigation confirmed by New South Wales Police. We believe she's in Turkey. I did hear from her. She did want to tell me her side of the story. Whether that comes to fruition, I'm not holding my breath. I mean, people have been waiting 2 years for their investment returns. Yeah.
Now, you may or may not be able to tell us a lot about this, but how did you first come across this story?
Look, again, a whistleblower came to us, and this person was operating on behalf of a lot of investors and said, this is something that we need to take a look at because ASIC is not. Yeah, which is a shame. Although now it says it's monitoring the situation, but given that it's the centre of a police investigation, it will step back
and the publicity from the story.
Yeah, that's right. And this is why we do these things, because we need to get authorities into action here. This story spanned across Australia and across international borders, and some of the schemes that people were investing in. They were thought they were investing in international infrastructure projects, but there was no such thing. There was no such thing. The latest scheme from Alev, and I've seen the documentation, and I've seen her talk about it on video in an update to investors, was to ship millions of dollars of US notes, pallet loads, right? Like we're talking hundreds of millions, from Iran across international borders. And she had an offsider next to her speaking on this video who said he was talking to, the US Treasury, the CIA, and say, I know, and these deals that are being done,
It defies belief. It's like there's spies and it's like something out of a movie.
Yeah.
And the other thing that Australians will be very familiar with is the name Melissa Caddick.
Yeah.
How does Alev Dover sort of her alleged actions? How do they compare with Melissa Caddick?
Well, Melissa Caddick, missing Melissa. She allegedly stole around 25 million from investors. So we're talking, please confirm that this figure is upwards of $90 million.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible. It could well be one of the biggest finance schemes in Australian corporate history.
And you managed to catch up with an associate of Ms. Dover.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
Tell us about that.
Yeah. So this is a bloke I was keen to talk to. His name is Max Bardella. He's a Sydney accountant and a business associate of Alev's. Now, Alev Dover was using Max's Australian Financial Services licence. He's an accountant. He runs a business. And she was using that licence to raise money from Australian investors for these other schemes. And so, we approached Max, who said he did not know that was the case. But ASIC records show, that it was happening for 3 years. And as an owner of that licence, you should well be aware of who's using it. And not only that, that person has to get onto the paperwork somehow, and has to have the okay from someone. And Max Bardella, I tried to ask him that question.
Yeah, well, and he said he wanted to do an interview, and then
he did no show.
Wasn't there?
I know.
Did you get the wrong time or place or something?
No, it's in writing. We had the right time, but
so we'd still love to chat to him, wouldn't we?
Oh, wouldn't we just? Yeah, the invitation's there, Max. But here's the thing about this story, which takes it to the extreme, right? Is that Alev was also working as the CEO of a global equity firm, Prism, based here in Sydney. And we spoke to Chris Ireland, who's a director of the board, and he punted Alev from the board for misappropriation. And but he said she arrived at the company with something like $40 million of people's money. Then she said, "I'm here. We're going to take this to the next level." So they were like, "Great." Chris and his investors were like, "Great." She became CEO and started burning through that cash, but she said it was family money and that she's got more coming from the Middle East. So happy days, right? They just said, "Okay, over to you, Alev." But then Chris said he started seeing different people in the office. They had an office in Sydney and an office in London. Now in the London office, he said there was a cast of thousands who he just did not know that Alev had brought in. One was a Qatari prince who he had no information on. Another one was someone who spoke on behalf of the Libyan transitional government when Colonel Gaddafi was, when his reign ended. I mean, this is like so far.
This story has more angles than Pythagoras.
I know, right? Anyway, we're hoping that Alev does come back to Sydney as she said she would do, and have a chat with me face to face.
Yeah, the
Anyway,
invitation
that
is
was
always there, isn't
That was
it?
a deep dive. My head's still
And-
spinning after that one.
I must say you did a brilliant job because this is a very
thank you.
complicated story
Yeah.
and great reporting, Steve.
Oh, thank you, Lizzie.
Well done. But this isn't going to be the last we see of it.
No, gosh. Phew. Anyway, yeah, good to get my head out of that one.
Yeah.
Let's move on to another cracking yarn. Sam Cucciaro was in the thick of it again down in Melbourne, right?
And this
Yeah.
is an interesting story. So a man's come to him with this story, has made the approach
Yeah.
to a current affair.
Daminda.
Daminda.
Yeah.
He had an issue with a car that he's bought. There's some
Yeah.
mechanical problems. It was shaking and not doing what it was supposed to do. So he's taken it in for a bit of a check over. He's been given a replacement car by the dealership to sort of drive around in while they fixed his car.
Which is great service, right? You
Great
love that.
service.
You love that.
Lo and behold, the borrow car has disappeared.
Yeah. Stolen. Well, allegedly.
Or has it been?
Well, that is the big question mark.
And
Yeah.
the good thing for Daminda in all of this is he's got CCTV
Folks,
inside his house.
just hold up here, folks. Look, whatever you do, whenever you're in, JB Hi-Fi, Harvey Norman, whatever you're doing, if you've got some spare cash, buy some CCTV cameras.
Just paid for itself.
Come on, don't they just?
Yeah.
Come on, because that vision showed a member of CarWorks.
Or supposedly.
Yeah. So basically the loan car came from CarWorks, which was where Daminda bought the car from and which the car had been taken back to. And so what? So someone who was operating on behalf of CarWorks turns up and takes the
car?
the replacement car, and then Daminda gets hit up for a $3,000 excess.
Which the company denies, by the way.
Yeah, but it's on tape.
But it's on video.
It's on video, right?
video.
Yeah.
So the company has denied that they've hit him up for that excess. And interestingly, there was never any stolen car report made to the
No.
police or anything like that. So, there's a bit of a whiff about this one, isn't there?
Yeah, so, I mean, the CarWorks boss, Rick de Ruiter.
Yes? Stop it.
Yes.
Stop it.
If you're going to get shafted by by the boss of CarWorks, I mean, is there any better name than Rick de Ruiter?
Stop it. Look. You can't help the name you're born with.
Yeah, I mean, so Rick denied that the car had been. Well, he denied that he was hitting Daminda up for
He has
an
denied
insurance excess.
that. Certainly
Yeah.
has denied that.
But it's on camera.
And Daminda he's got his original car back, and guess what?
It rattles.
It's still rattling. So we're back to square one. But we're with you, Daminda. You stay across this. We'll stay across this one as well.
Anyway, that's a public announcement warning for CarWorks in Victoria, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And Rick de Ruiter.
And Rick de
Yeah.
Ruiter.
Okay.
Now,
All
this
right.
is let's move on to a fun story because I feel like. Do you like singing? Do you like singing in the pub?
There's hope out there. There's hope out there.
There is hope.
We all love to chortle, don't we?
I love a good sing-along.
Yeah, you do, don't you? There's no shortage of clips from Lizzie having a bit of a sing. We should roll some in, I think. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
And the most important thing about this story is you don't need any talent, which I am proof of every day on this podcast. But this woman, Astrid Jorgensen, has actually made a living out of going around and finding people like me with not much talent and turning it into a sellout show that people just travel miles to go and see and go and be a part of.
Yeah, it's called Pub Choir.
Pub choir.
And so Astrid's on stage, right? And the choir is in the audience.
You are the audience,
Yeah.
and you are also the performance
Yeah.
itself.
And
And she's
she's-
conducting.
Yeah, and she splits the crowd up into sections.
Yeah, harmonies.
yeah.
We've got the sopranos and the bass and the tenors.
Yeah.
And she's taken this around the world. She's performed on America's Got Talent. She's performing
I
all
know,
around
right?
Australia.
I saw Simon Cowell giving her a rap.
And
How good's that?
it's been going
Yeah.
since 2017. It started in
Yeah.
a little pub in Brisbane. 8 years later, there are sellout shows, thousands of people turning up. Had to go on a little pivot during COVID,
Yeah.
where she turned it into the couch choir, and people could
Smart.
be part of the show from home, because that's all any of us were doing for 2 years, is
Yeah.
sitting around at home looking at Zoom. And it's just such a great movement that she's managed to then bring it back to life after COVID, and it's bigger and better than ever. And it's one of those events that you just go to. There were so many smiles in the audience.
Yeah.
When you look at the shots that a current affair cameraman shot the other night in Sydney, just everyone's got these big beaming smiles, and it's just such a great feel-good story.
Didn't see our reporter Pippa Bradshaw in the choir there, belting out a
We
number.
said the wrong reporter. I mean, we love Pippa, but I'm sorry.
Clearly, she's shy on that
You
front.
know I'll belt out a
I
tune,
know,
and I
right?
don't need much
You-
prompting.
did you try and rip that story away from Pippa?
Had I known?
You didn't know?
No, I didn't know. No, but we're not all show offs like me. Good on you, Pippa. Good on you,
Yeah.
Pippa, for showing some restraint.
She did.
She
did.
did not take over.
She was in the wings. She was side on.
Yeah.
On the stage there. Doing a great job too. But yeah, real feel good story that. I love that one.
Yeah, and there's more tickets going on sale if anyone wants to get a part of it.
Yeah.
Get in quick, because they're rare as hen's teeth, those events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Before we go, we've had a
Yes.
win.
We've
We've
had a win.
We've had a win.
We love a win.
This is to do with Billy, who owns a property, and he had a giant rotting gum tree. But here's the issue. Half the gum tree was on his property, half was on council land, right? And it was rotting, and it had an issue, and it was dropping it was dropping branches everywhere, right? And it's very dangerous.
And this was a huge,
it's massive.
huge
it's like 5
tree.
stories high. It's huge.
huge tree.
Yeah.
And if one of them donged you on the head,
Oh, history, right?
Good night.
Yeah. So old Billy was in a wrangle. He's a Scotsman too. He's a
Of
classic.
course his name's Billy.
he goes. So the first story we did on this was a year ago, and Billy, he's a Scottish wit, and we sort of based the story around his fight and using Mel Gibson and Braveheart, similar vein, right, similar fashion.
and what did he say? You can take
Well,
away.
the classic line
Yeah.
from Mel Gibson is,
You can take our lives, but you can never take our
You
freedom.
can take our freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, this one he was yelling out on camera, "You can, to the council, you can take my rights, but you can't take my tree down."
Council will take my rates, but they'll never take the tree down.
As in, take my tree down, get it removed. Yeah. Yeah.
And what a great sport he was.
Yeah, he was excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a year on, the council came to the party, and would have spent upwards of $100,000 to remove this
Wow.
tree. Yeah.
So the tree is down.
Yeah. Well, I got Billy standing there in a kilt where the tree used to be, and with a classic, Billy, what's beneath your kilt? He goes, looks down, hey, nothing. And I meant this. I meant the stump. I meant tree stump. The tree stump. The tree stump.
And you two look like you sort of became mates during
Yeah.
that year of
Yeah.
to and fro with the council.
Yeah, he's a good lad, old Billy.
Yeah.
He actually had around the other side of the house where the tree wasn't. He actually had a golf net, a golf practice net, whole setup.
Yeah.
Which is great. So we hit a few balls, as the cameraman was getting a few shots around the other side. Talked golf, and all that. But we got a result for Billy. So what did he say? He said it was hearing the sound of those chainsaws. Remember, this is a tree that was not going to survive, folks. For
No,
the
it was
greenies
a
out
rotten.
there. Yeah.
It was a rotten tree.
Yeah, and Billy said the sound of those chainsaws that night was better than being at a Rod Stewart concert.
And I've been to a Rod Stewart concert.
So has Billy. He's been to 70.
70?
70 Rod Stewart concerts.
Wow.
Yeah, follows him around the world. I know. I know, right? Yeah.
I love the characters we come across
Yeah.
at A Current Affair.
Yeah,
They're
so
fantastic.
yeah.
Well done, Billy. Well done, Steve. Well done to the council.
Yeah. You can check out those stories on Nine now, YouTube, and the entire back catalogue of A Current Affair. Just punch it in. Go and have a look at those ones. Pub Choir, Treedom, Alev Dover, and The Inside Job, allegedly, which is Daminda versus Rick de Ruiter.
You just wanted to say that again. And of course, if you at home have a story that you'd like us to look into, email us at aca@9.com.au. We'll do our very, very best.
All right.
We've got to get back out there, don't we?
Let's do it, Lizzie. Catch you soon.
Catch you soon.